Oh, hello, readers. I'm Belchan.
I'm Nimikung.
I'm Banchan.
In this class, I'll read to all of you. Chap. 20 Sec. 2 of Jane Eyre, an autobiography.
As.
Ah.
Jane Eyre, an autobiography. Brontë. Chap. 20 Sec. 2. I want you, he said. Come this way. Take your time. My slippers were thin. I could walk the mud floor swiftly as a cat. He glided up the gallery and up the stairs, and stopped in the dark, low corridor of the fateful third story. I had followed and stood at his side. Have your sponge in your room? He asked in a whisper. Yes, I returned. Set the sponge on the washstand. The salt's in my drawer. And once more retraced my steps. He still waited. He held a key in his hand. Approaching one of the small black doors. He put it in the lock. He paused and addressed me again. I think I shall not. I felt a thrill while I answered him, but no coldness and no faintness. Just give me your hand, he said. I put my fingers into his. Warm and steady was his remark. He turned the key and opened the door. I saw a room I remembered to have seen before. The dim ice Fairfax showed me over the house tapestry. But the tapestry was now lifted. In one part was a door apparent, which had then been concealed. This door was open. Light shone out of the room within. I heard thence a snarling, snatching sound, almost like a dog quarrelling. Mr. Rochester, Dan his candle, said to me to the inner apartment. A shout of laughter greeted his entrance first and terminating in Grace was on gobbling ah was there. He made some sort of arrangement without speaking. A low voice addressed him. He came out and closed the door behind him. Here, Jane, he said. A large bed chamber. An easy chair was near the bedhead. A man sat in it, dressed with the exception of his coat. He was still back, his eyes were closed. Whisty. Rochester held the candle over him. I recognised in his pale and seemingly lifeless face a stranger missing, so too that his linen on one side, and one arm soaked in blood. Hold the candle, said Mr. Rochester, and I took it. He fetched a basin of water from the washstand. Hold that, said he. I obeyed. He took the sponge, dipped it into the corpse-like face. He asked for my smelling bottle nostrils. Mr. Mason shortly unclosed his eyes. He groaned. Mr. Rochester opened the shirt of the wounded man, whose arm and shoulder were bandaged. He sponged away, blood trickling fast down. Is there immediate danger? Murmured Mr. Mason. Boo. No mere scratch. Don't be so overcome. Man, brap. I'll fetch a surgeon for you now. Myself able to be removed by morning, I hope. Jane. He continued. Have to leave you in this room with this gentleman for an hour or perhaps 2 hours. Returns if he feels faint. That's done to his lips and your sauce to his nose. Not speak to him on any pretext, endure your life if you speak to her. Again the poor man groaned, looked as if he dared not move. Fear something else appeared almost to paralyse him. Mr. Buddy sponged into my hand and done. He washed me in. Second, then saying the room. I experienced a strange feeling. as the key grated in the lock, and the sound of his retreating step ceased to be heard, was in a third story fastened into one of its mystic clouds around me, a pale and bloody spectacle under my eyes and hands. Murderers hardly separated from me by a single door could about me. I must keep to my post, however. Canton and says blue, still lips forbidden to unclose, these eyes now shut, now opening, now wandering through the room, now fixing on me the dullness of horror. Basin of blood and water, and wipe away the trickling. For see the light of dawn, snuff candle wane on my employment on the wrought antique tapestry round me of the vast old bed cabinet opposite a hole's front, divided into 12 panels, bore in grim design the heads of the 12 apostles, a frame in Christ, according as the shifting obscurity and flickering gleam hovered here or glanced there. It was now the bearded physician looked that bent his brow, now straight John's own hair that waved, Judas that grew out of the panel, a revelation of the arch traitor Satan himself in his subordinates. Amidst all this, had to listen as well as watch wild. We store the fiend in yonder side den, but since Mr. Visit, it seemed spellbound, long intervals, a step creak, a momentary renewal of the snarling, kinning noise, and a deep human groan. Then my own thoughts worried me. This, that lived incarnate in this sequestered dimension. No subdued by don't know what mystery in blood at the deedest hours of night creature was it that masked in an ordinary woman's face and shape uttered the voice now of a mocking demon, and anon of a carrying seeking bird of prey. This man I bent over thighs commonplace were before, and why had the fury flown at him seek the squash of the house at an untimely season, have been asleep in bed. I had heard Mr. Apartment below it brought him her, and why now under the violence or treachery done him the concealment Mr. Rochester enforced. Why did Mr. Rochester enforce this concealment? His guest had been outraged, been hideously plotted against oblivion. Lastly, I saw Mr. Mason was submissive to Mr. Rochester. The former, the few words which had passed between them assured me of this. It was evident that in their former intercourse one had been habitually influenced by the active energy of the other. Had arisen Mr. Rochester's dismay when he heard of Mr. Mason's arrival, like a chill fallen on him a few hours since fall on an oak. When he was spotted in, I have got a boy, I've got a blow. My shoulder, spirit, and throw the vigorous frame of Fairfax Rochester. Why will he come? Will he come? I cried inwardly, patient drooped, moan, second, and neither. Then Eyre arrived, had again and again held the water to Mason's white lips, and again offered him the stimulating salts. If it seemed ineffectual, or mental suffering, or loss of blood, or all three combined, fast prostrating his strength, he moaned so, and looked so weak, wild, and lost eye. Feared he was dying, speak to him. The candle wasted at last went out, expired. I perceived streaks of grey light edging the window curtains, then approaching. Presently I heard Pilot bark far below, kennel in the courtyard. Hope revived. Nor was it unwarranted. Minutes more, the grating key of the yielding lock relieved. It could not have lasted more than 2 hours, has seemed shorter. Mr. Rochester entered, been to fetch. Now, Carter. Thus, I give you but half an hour for dressing the wound, fastening the bandages. But is he fit to move? No doubt of it. Nothing serious. He is nervous. His spirits must be kept. Oh, come. Mr. Rochester drew back the thick curtain, drew up the hall and blind, let in all the daylight he could to see how far Dawn was advanced east. Then he approached Mason, whom the surgeon was already handling. "Dan, my good fellow, how are you?" he asked. "She's done for me, I fear," was the faint reply. "Not a whit. Courage. Be up in the worst of. You've lost a little blood wall. Carter." "King do that conscientiously," said Carter, undone the bandages. "Only I wish I could have got it sooner, would not have bled so much, but is torn as well as cut. This wound was not done with a knife. She bit me," he murmured. "She worried me. Like a tigress, should not have yielded. You should have grappled with her at once," said Mr. Rochester. "But under such circumstances, what could one do?" returned Mason. It was frightful," he added, shuddering, "and I did not expect it. I warned you was his friends, and sir, you go near her. Besides, you might have waited till tomorrow, had me with you. It was mere folly to attempt the interview tonight. You thought yes. It makes me impatient to hear you. But however, you have suffered for not taking my advice, so I'll say. Oh, more. Carter, hurry. Hurry. The sun will soon rise directly. Sir, the shoulder is just bandaged. I must look to this other wound in the arm, teeth here too. She sucked the blood," said Mason. I saw Mr. Rochester shudder, a singularly marked expression of disgust. Horror, hatred warped his countenance almost to distortion. Said, "Come, be silent, Richard Vent. Never mind her gibberish. Wish I could forget it," was the answer. "The contrary. When you get back to Spanish Town, her is dead, and buried her. Rather, it is not impossible. Have some energy. And you thought you were as dead as a herring to our sins, and you're all alive and talking now, or nearly so. I'll make you decent in a trice. To me, for the first time since his re-entrance. Take this key down into my bedroom and walk straight forward into my dressing room. To be continued."